Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you are fully into the summer swing. Whether you have a lot of time or a little time available to you to be with loved ones in this weather, I hope that you're taking advantage of it. It's nice to be outside as much as possible because, of course, part of the year we're unable to be outside as much as we would like. And I've enjoyed it. As many of you will know, all of our kids are under one roof right now, and it feels really good to be able to celebrate that reality, as beautifully chaotic and occasionally dramatic as it might be. So I hope that you're finding those windows of opportunity for that experience as well in your life. This last week's service was talking about inescapability, the holy, creative, divine inescapability. In other words, no matter what you do, where you go, or who you are, you cannot escape that still small voice of God that is there telling you that you are loved. That there is nothing you could do to separate yourself from that love that has formed you, shaped you, and called you into fullness of life. However, as I indicated, there is another way of both hearing the psalmist passage, because many of us have experienced designated religious spaces as sites of trauma, as judgmental, moralistic sites where we weren't certain, we were not convinced, and some of us still aren't because of those experiences, but we were not convinced that we could be fully who we were, because who we fully are was not welcomed in this space. My hope is that at First St. Andrews, we're working diligently, tirelessly, daily to ensure people that they are welcomed here as they are, as human beings, full of complexity and complication and frustration and waywardness and all the other attributes we might have, right? We are welcomed here and embraced here and called to build something that the world will come to because it hungers for it. Jean-Paul Sartre, who I referenced in both my sermon title, No Exit, which is the name of one of his plays, as well as his writings throughout his life as one of the co-founders of existentialism, was, I would say, troubled by this question of the subject of the self that comes into the world and proceeds to run hither and yon, almost in a maddening way, because that person is driven by a sense of shame, right? This sort of traumatic experience earlier in their life. Because according to Sartre, one of our first experiences of other people is the gaze that judges, that looks upon us in our metaphorical nakedness and sees us as maybe inadequate, as not possessing all that we need to, that there's something lacking. So for Sartre, this is a fundamental part of what constitutes us, which is what drives us wildly into the world in pursuit of some kind of wholeness, which we're always want to find. What the Holy One in the Psalm that I read from says, and what most of our sacred text communicates to us, is that we are beloved as we are, that we don't need to go get fixed, get repaired, or become perfect so that we can get the love and the acceptance and the blessing, that we have that because we acknowledge that there's nothing that we're ever going to do 100% of the time perfectly, right? We are humans, as I said. We miss the mark, we try, we still miss the mark, we try again. It's our life, and it's beautiful. Learning is beautiful. It's hard work sometimes, but it's a beautiful, meaningful part of our experience as human beings. I'm not sure if Sartre appreciated that as much, though I'm grateful for his insight, because it is true that for a portion of our life, when we're not attuned to the still small voice that calls us beloved, that we do run wildly into the world in pursuit of acceptance, in pursuit of praise, in pursuit of awards and accolades, and all these things that we're told we need to have in order to be complete. So Sartre is diagnosing that pretty effectively. But I feel that we as a church, and certainly what the psalmist communicated to us, we are here to tell people that you don't have to do that. You can, but that's not going to give you the wholeness and the meaning that you desire. That when you come into this space or you encounter one of our members here at First St. Andrews, what you are going to feel, what you are going to be told, what I hope will be expressed to you is that you are beloved, that you are welcomed, no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey. So I leave you with that blessing this day, and I hope you can carry it with you and then offer it to those that you encounter this week, hopefully outdoors, enjoying this weather. Thanks for jumping in this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.